Hello, my name is Eastlyn Cook. I am a Fort Hays State University graduate student. This is a presentation for course NURS 870 Curriculum Evaluation, and I will be discussing the NLN Novice Academic Nurse Educator competencies, as well as how I have achieved each competency and areas I strive to improve on. Let's begin. According to the National League for Nursing, or NLN, following a literature review, it was found that a novice nurse educator is one that has less than 3 years of experience as an academic educator. There are 8 novice academic nurse educator competencies, which you will find here on the screen. I will discuss each of them individually in further detail and provide information as to how I have achieved each competency or strived to achieve it. Competency 1, facilitate learning. I feel that I have achieved this competency in providing various teaching strategies to my students, including lecture, group activities, active learning, and independent activities. I often communicate with my students about ways that I can improve their overall learning and do my best to make changes as appropriate. Lastly, I strive to provide a safe and non-judgmental learning environment, which is not only in the classroom, but also when students approach me one-on-one for further assistance. In order to achieve competency number 1 with completion, I will continue to strive and establish and set professional boundaries. I have listed this as an area to strive for, as I have struggled with this in regards to students not maintaining professional boundaries, such as addressing me by my first name, not using identified surnames, only referring to me by simply my last name, or other names such as homegirl. After discussing this with fellow colleagues as well as colleagues witnessing it, it was determined there is also a factor of age that is causing students to address me in this manner. However, it is something I cannot change. The mean age of the student population that I teach is very near to my own. In order to fix this as a group, we set this standard at the beginning of each semester and only refer to one another as the names that we expect students to call each faculty member while we are in front of them. Lastly, I want to continue to work on finding new ways of teaching students using various technologies to create a well-rounded learning base. Competency 2, facilitate learner development and socialization. Identifying students' preferred learning style and adjusting my own teaching to assist in this is one thing that I feel I have done well at. Additionally, as a nursing program advisor, I feel that I can provide optimal support and guidance to my advisees as well as maintaining approachability. Oftentimes, during initial mandatory advisory meetings, students will also divulge information that can ultimately affect their learning and ability to continue their educational path. Maintaining awareness and providing students with information on resources to assist them in this and being a listening ear is another way of attaining competency achievement. I would like to strive to do better in promoting lifelong learning. It is no secret to my students that I am also in school. However, having open conversations with them about the importance of always learning, regardless of the desire to advance their career, is of utmost importance in order to become the best nurses they possibly can and provide optimal patient care. Another task I would like to continue to improve on is doing better at identifying which teaching strategies lack and which work, then immediately implementing these changes. Competency 3, use assessment and evaluation strategies. Making changes to my teaching process based on student, peer, and director feedback is one item under this competency that I feel I do well at. In order to fulfill this competency as a novice nurse educator, I would like to improve my overall feedback time as well as communication on assignments to students. Too often, I let the hustle and bustle of the current program or course happenings affect the timeliness and especially my communication. Simply clicking the associated grade within the rubric is sometimes not enough. I would also like to do better at improving my formative and summative evaluations, and having crucial conversations as necessary. I know at the beginning of my career, I was too worried about hurting a student's feelings. I have done better with this and continue to grow in my communication skills as well as helping students improve and achieve optimal performance. Competency 4. Participate in curriculum design and evaluation of program outcomes. As a novice nurse educator, my open communication with the clinical site leaders is well maintained. I have frequent and open communication with the leader of the obstetric unit where we discuss not only expectations but concerns openly. This relationship that we have developed has blossomed to the partnership with the school and site itself. In the last year, I have started to feel comfortable and confident bringing new changes and ideas to the curriculum and playing a role in curriculum revision. We currently have begun the process of setting the framework for a complete curriculum upheaval and revision. All curriculum revisions or changes made thus far have been supported by best practices and current healthcare and educational trends. Areas I would like to continue to work on related to this competency is understanding the influence that regulatory standards have on curriculum development. In the last year, I feel I have truly started to gain a grasp on it, but it is something that I will continue to understand with time and exposure. The last task I would like to address is that of ensuring curriculum reflects the philosophy and mission as well as societal trends and DEI. This in itself should always remain something that educators continue to work on as it is ever changing. I have made changes to curriculum and assignments that are beginning to include DEI, but I know I can do better. Competency 5. Function as a change agent and leader. I must preface that this competency, I feel, is one that develops to its fullest potential with time and experience. As a novice nurse educator, I feel that I have done a good job at ensuring and demonstrating inclusivity and allowing for different perspectives to be voiced and heard without judgment. In order to continue my competency achievement of becoming a change agent and leader, I need to continue in working to understand the leadership structure within my institution and how it affects nursing education, as well as continue to develop and learn leadership behaviors that promote change. Competency 6. Pursue continuous quality improvement in the roles of nurse educator. As a student myself and obtaining various certifications, I feel this is a demonstration of my commitment to lifelong learning. I take part in various professional development opportunities that are sponsored and supported through the nursing program in the fall and spring, as well as independently through organizations such as AWAN. I actively do my best to make changes based on feedback from students, peers, and directors. And most importantly, I have developed a great relationship with my mentor, who is always there to lend a listening ear and help me grow in this profession. One thing that I must do to pursue continuous improvement as a nurse educator is to engage in other activities to promote socialization. 7. Engage in scholarship. Having an interest in learning new things has never been difficult for me. I feel that I excel in this aspect of learning and asking questions both for personal knowledge as well as professional. As a novice, I need to continue to create and develop new ways of teaching and learning for my students specific to obstetrics. Obstetrics itself seems to be a harder concept for students to learn, especially when we begin to discuss fetal circulation and assessing the second patient that we cannot physically see. I also need to continue work towards educating not only my students, but others within the institution and community. Last but not least, Competency 8. Function with the educational environment. I have worked closely with my mentor as we were co-instructors, and together we have created several new activities such as lab experiences and simulations for our students. With the assistance of my mentor in some situations, I have always resolved conflict based on the mission of the program, as well as ensuring and maintaining professional boundaries personally within and outside the institution. I know that I need to participate in more community service and gain further knowledge as the role I can play within the budgeting process as a faculty member. Thank you for listening to my presentation on how I am currently meeting or working to meet the NLN Novice Academic Nurse Educator Competencies. Here you will find my references.